No matter how fast he ran, he could not keep up with time, which was now close to noon. Suddenly, he realized that he was being followed. This particular stretch of the mud path was lonely, and he knew there were robbers roaming in search of passers-by. Would they take away the silver anklet I am wearing? He thought. Menacing footsteps echoed from the bend behind him, and poor Ramu was petrified. He hurriedly crouched behind a thick bush and hoped his heart was not beating too loud. Then he looked up at me, Akash, and prayed hard for a miracle. Well, though he had not realized it, the eclipse was almost total by then, and the whole world was growing dark at noon. Ramu had the miracle he wanted. So what happened then? Ramu was running away fast from the Vaidya's place. So however fast he ran, he could not come fast or reach the home before noon. Okay, the Vaidya was making it too slow. So because of that, he was late. Whatever he do or however fast he ran, he could not reach the home before noon. No matter how fast he ran, he could not keep up with time, which was now close to noon. Suddenly, he realized that he was being followed. Okay, so what did he realize? He realized that he was being followed. Someone is following him. He felt like someone is following him. This particular stretch of the mud path was lonely, and he knew there were robbers roaming in search of passers-by. So what happened? This particular stretch of mud path, okay, he was running through a mud path, and this mud path was so lonely. No one else were in this path, and this place was notorious or known for having a lot of robbers. Who are robbers? Thieves. So there were a lot of robbers or thieves in this place, and they're roaming in search of passers-by. What is the meaning of roaming? R-O-A-M-I-N-G, roaming. The meaning is moving around in a wide area. Okay, so robbers were moving around all this place, or they were wandering around this mud path, and they were looking for robbing the passers-by. Would they take away the silver anklet I am wearing? He was suddenly worried. Okay, Ramu was suddenly worried that these robbers might take away his silver anklet. What is anklet? An anklet, A-N-K-L-E-T, anklet. An ornament worn around an ankle. The ornament that we wear around our ankle is known as an anklet. If we look at the textbook, Ramu is wearing a silver anklet. So he was suddenly worried that if the robbers find him, the robbers might steal his silver anklet away from him. Menacing footsteps echoed from the bend behind him, and poor Ramu was petrified. So what happened next? Menacing footsteps echoed from the bend behind him. Okay, menacing. What is the meaning of menacing? M-E-N-A-C-I-N-G, menacing. The meaning is suggesting the presence of danger. Okay, so when we feel that someone is following us, or there are robbers all over the place which we are walking through, we will be frightened. We will feel a sense of danger. Likewise, menacing footsteps were echoing. Echoing means repeated sound. Echo is a repeated sound. So the repeated sound of someone's footsteps were nearing him. So, and poor Ramu was petrified. Petrified. P-E-T-R-I-F-I-E-D. Petrified. The meaning is frightened. So poor Ramu was suddenly petrified, or he was frightened. He was afraid whether the robbers might steal his silver anklet. He hurriedly crouched behind a thick bush and hoped his heart was not beating too loud. What did he do then? He hurriedly crouched. What is crouched? C-R-O-U-C-H-E-D. Crouched. The meaning is squatting down to protect oneself. So what did he do? He suddenly squatted down to protect himself behind a thick bush. So he squatted behind a thick bush and hoped his heart was not beating too loud. He was even afraid that the sound of his heart beating too loud might be heard by the robbers and they will steal him. So what did he do then? Then he looked up at me, Agash, and prayed hard for a miracle. So after crouching down behind a bush, what did he do? He looked up at me. Who is me? Agash. Agash means the sky. Ramu suddenly looked up at the sky and prayed for a miracle. He prayed for a miracle to happen. What is a miracle? M-I-R-A-C-L-E, miracle. The meaning is mysterious change caused by God. He suddenly prayed to the God to do some kind of miracle and save him from these robbers. Then, well, though he had not realized it, the eclipse was almost total by then and the whole world was growing dark at noon. So he didn't realize what was happening because he suddenly closed his eyes because he was frightened. And what happened? It was the solar eclipse was going to be completed and the whole world was growing dark. The whole world was completely covered with darkness in the noon time. Okay, it was completely covered in darkness in the noon time. Ramu had the miracle he wanted. So what happened? He prayed for a miracle and God gave him a miracle. What was the miracle? The solar eclipse. Okay, so because of the darkness, the robbers might not see him. I watched with pride the replay of the beautiful drama that had happened many times before. The moon, which rotates around the earth, and the earth that rotates around the sun fall in line with the sun. The shadow of the moon covered the sun and the earth turned dark because the sun's rays were cut off. So what is happening? I watched with pride. Who is I here? Agash. The sky is watching with pride. Pride is some kind of satisfactory feeling in someone else's feeling, our own feeling. Okay, so he was watching with pride the replay of the beautiful drama. Okay, some kind of beautiful drama is happening before the sky. So what is it that happened many times before? So the sky have always seen the solar eclipse. So he is telling that he is watching with pride the beautiful drama which occurred every time before. What is the drama which is occurring? The solar eclipse. So what is it? The moon which rotates round the earth and the earth that rotates round the sun fall in line with the sun. So what is happening here? The moon which rotates round the earth. So the moon is rotating around the earth and the earth that rotates around the sun. So the moon is rotating around the earth and the earth is rotating around the sun. So at some point these three things comes in a single line. Okay, so that is the solar eclipse. So it is a miracle and it was a beautiful drama which was happening before the sky. The shadow of the moon covered the sun and the earth turned dark because the sun's rays were cut off. Okay, so what happened then? The shadow of the moon covered the sun. Okay, so this moon comes in between earth and the sun. And what happens? The shadow of the moon covered the sight of sun completely and the earth turned dark because the sun's rays were cut off. Because the moon was in between the earth and the sun, what happened? The sun's rays were cut off and earth became completely dark. Ramu was too scared to even look up at the sky. He heard the robbers right next to him and he peered from the corner of his eye. Oh dear, he thought, the sky has become dark. This must be the eclipse. So he is too scared. Ramu was too scared to even look up at the sky. The eclipse was happening and his father warned him not to look up at the sky during the eclipse. But even if Ramu wanted to look, he was scared even to do that. Then he heard the robbers right next to him as he peered from the corner of his eye. So what did he do? He lightly peered at the robbers. What is the meaning of peered? P-E-E-R-E-D. peered. The meaning is look with difficulty. So he was scared to completely look at them. So what did he do? He peered at them and he heard the robbers standing nearby him. Then, oh dear, he thought, the sky has become dark. This must be the eclipse. See, he suddenly realizes that it is completely dark. He only heard the robbers, but he could not see them. So he is suddenly realizing that this might be the eclipse which father was talking about. Then he shut his eyes tight as he heard the robbers stumble away, mumbling blindly in the dark, sounding confused and nervous. So what did he do? He shut his eyes tight as he heard the robbers stumble away. What is the meaning of stumble? S-T-U-M-B-L-E, stumble, to lose control, suddenly almost falling down. So it was complete darkness and these robbers were stumbling because they could not see the way. So they were almost trying to fall down because they were stumbling because of the darkness. So when Ramu shut his eyes, he heard the robbers stumbling away, mumbling. What is the meaning of mumbling? M-U-M-B-L-I-N-G, mumbling. The meaning is speak quietly. Okay, so the robbers started speaking quietly. They were suddenly afraid and they stumbled and they started mumbling. That means they started speaking quietly, mumbling blindly in the darkness. They were mumbling blindly in the darkness. The robbers did not understand what was happening. So they were sounding confused and nervous. They were suddenly afraid. What was happening? This is the it was only half day over. Okay, it was the noon time and the earth was completely dark. The robbers were suddenly afraid. So they started stumbling and mumbling in the darkness. Then, now Ramu's heart beat with joy. The robbers were gone and the eclipse was over as well. Ramu felt amazed. After what looked like a slice of the night, it was back to daylight again. How could this be? He wondered. Okay, so suddenly after that what happened? Now Ramu's heart beat with joy. Okay, so the robbers were nervous and they started going away. So Ramu's heart beated with happiness. Joy means happiness. The robbers were gone and the eclipse was over as well. Okay, so suddenly the robbers were gone and the eclipse was also over. So his heart beated with joy. Ramu felt amazed. He was suddenly amazed because of the process or the phenomenon of the solar eclipse which was happening before him. Then, after what looked like a slice of the night, it was back to daylight again. Okay, so in the middle of the daytime, there was a slice of a night. That means the world was completely covered with darkness. So that is referred as a slice of night. Nighttime means it is complete darkness. So this thing happening, that means the solar eclipse happening in the middle of the day looked like a slice of the night and it was turned back to daylight again. So something happened so suddenly and it turned back to normal without taking much time. How could this be? He wondered. He suddenly started wondering how could such a phenomenon happen. It was daytime and then suddenly it was like the night and suddenly it returned back to being normal. How could this happen? He was wondering. He was so amazed of the process happening in before him. Then, with his head full of questions, Ramu raced back home to his worried parents. If only he could have seen the pale moon moving away from the sun, he would have known the eclipse was ending and it would not be seen again for a long time. Okay, so what happens next? With his head full of questions, Ramu raced back home to his worried parents. So he knew that his parents would be worried because he was not able to reach back home before noon and the eclipse was happening. So the parents might be worried of his well-being. So he knew that and he suddenly raced back to his parents with a lot of questions inside his mind. Then, if only he could have seen the pale moon moving away from the sun, he would have known the eclipse was ending and it would not be seen again for a long time. So, he didn't see that the moon was moving away from the sun. So, when the moon is moving away from the sun, then suddenly daylights come back. So, he was not able to see this phenomenon, and he because of that he did not know that the eclipse was ending and this process will not happen in any near future. That night, Ramu lay on a charpoy in his open courtyard. He gazed at the countless stars that sparkled in the inky black sky, and then he talked to me. It was a one-sided conversation because I could not reply. Anyhow, this was he said. I wonder what is up there, so far away, so many stars, the moon, the sun and the sky. How would they look from a close distance? Someday, I want to go up and find out. Okay, so what happens next? That night, Ramu lay on a charpoy in his open courtyard. Okay, so his mind was completely covered with a lot of questions. So what did he do? On that night, he lay on a charpoy. What is a charpoy? CHARPOY, charpoy, a bed made with rope. Okay, so if you look at the picture, Ramu is laying on a bed made with a rope. So that kind of a bed is a charpoy. So on that night, Ramu laid on the charpoy in his open courtyard. And what did he do? He gazed at the countless stars that sparkled in the inky black sky. So he gazed. What is the meaning of gaze? Gazed, gazed. The meaning is look with admiration. His mind was full of admiration about the sky. So he looked at the sky with admiration. He gazed at the countless stars. So we cannot count the stars. So there were a lot of stars in the sky. He gazed, he looked with admiration at this countless stars that sparkled in the inky black sky. Sparkled means shining. So this stars were shining in the sky, and he looked at the sky with admiration at the inky black sky. The sky was black as the ink. And then he talked to me. Who is me? The sky. Ramu looked at the sky and he talked to the sky. Then it was a one-sided conversation because I could not reply. So it was a one-sided conversation because sky cannot talk to us. Okay, so it was a one-sided conversation. And what did he do? Anyhow, this was what he said. So the sky is telling us what Ramu told him. So what is it? I wonder what is up there. Okay, so I am wondering. Okay, I have a question. What might be up there in the sky? So far away. So the sky is so far away. What is up there? So far away. So many stars, the moon, sun and the sky. So there are so many stars. There is the sun, the moon and the sky. How would they look from a close distance? Okay, so from here it is a lot of distance. So I wonder how it would look when I come near all these things. Then someday I want to go up and find out. So he is wondering. Okay, so he is wondering and he is telling the sky that someday I want to come up close and find out what is happening. It is little children like Ramu and their very big dreams that are so special about Mother Earth. Many years later, man actually walked on the moon. Now, gadgets with the humans called satellites whiz by me. They have telescopes, cameras, computers and sometimes even humans on them. They try very hard to understand everything about me. They know that I am infinite. I have no beginning and no end to it. I know humans will keep discovering more and more about me. I am waiting and watching for every such discovery. That too will make another nice story. Okay, so the sky is now talking to us. Okay, so he is talking to us. It is little children like Ramu and their very big dreams that are so special about Mother Earth. So, the speciality of Mother Earth is the small and the little children like Ramu who have bigger dreams than them itself. So, the speciality of Mother Earth is little children like Ramu who have bigger dreams. Many years later, man actually walked on the moon. So, what happened after many years? After many years of the story of Ramu, man actually walked on the moon. Now, gadgets with small humans called satellites whiz by me. So, what happens now? Now, gadgets. What are gadgets? Tools. Okay, tools which the humans call satellites. So, the sky is telling us these satellites are like gadgets. These things are whizzing by me. What are whizzing? Whiz. W-H-I-Z-Z. So, the meaning is move quickly through the air with a sound. So, the satellites are whizzing around me with a little noise. Then, they have telescopes, cameras, computers and sometimes even humans on them. So, what all things are on the satellites? They have telescopes. They have also cameras, computers and even sometimes there are human beings in this satellites. Then, they try very hard to understand everything about me. So, the people who are coming through the satellites and also the people in the earth try very hard to find out and learn more and more things about me. They know that I am infinite. Okay, so the sky is telling that he knows that he is infinite. The humans know that the sky is infinite. What is the meaning of infinite? I-N-F-I-N-I-T-E. Infinite. The meaning is unending, without an end. So, the sky is infinite. The sky does not have an end. Then, I have no beginning and no end. So, if we look at the sky, we can understand that there is no end or no beginning to the sky. I know humans will keep discovering more and more about me. So, the sky also knows that the humans will never stop. They will always try to find more and more about the sky. I am waiting and watching for every such discovery. That too will make another nice story. So, now the sky is telling that I am waiting for the humans to discover more and more things about me, and I will tell this as another new story to you. So, this is the story of Agash. Read the chapter at least 3 times. Now, let us look into the grammar portions. Take page number 32. We are going to learn quantifiers. Q-U-A-N-T-I-F-I-E-R-S. Quantifiers. So, what are quantifiers? Quantifiers are words that show how much of something is there. They show quantity. Example, some, any, much, many, etc. So, what are quantifiers? Quantifiers are words that show how much of something is there. If we have to explain some kind of quantity, then we use quantifier. Examples are some, any, much, many, etc. Understood? Now, let us learn some examples of quantifiers. First one is some. Some is a quantifier. Some is used in indefinite quantity. When the quantity is indefinite, then we use some. The next one, used in affirmative sentences. Affirmative means positive sentences. If we take as an example, I have some books. Okay, if we take the example, I have some books, it is a positive sentence because I have it. It is not I don't have it, it is I have some books. So, it is a positive sentence. So, in positive sentences like this, we use the quantifier some. The second quantifier we are going to learn is any. Any is used in negative sentences. So, when it is positive sentences, we use some, and when it is negative sentences, we use any. Here, I don't have any money. So, don't is a negative word. Do not is a negative word. So when I don't is used, then the quantifier which we use is any. I don't have any money. When we have positive sentences, we use some, and when we have negative sentences, we use any. Now fill in the blanks with some or any on the activity on page number 32. Now let us look into the next quantifiers. Much and many. Much is used with uncountable nouns, nouns which we cannot count. For example, if we take the example, I don't have much time. Time is the noun in this sentence. So time is an uncountable noun. We cannot count time. So when we use an uncountable noun, we use the quantifier much. Now the next one is many. Many is used with countable nouns, nouns which we can count. So the nouns which we can count, with them we use the quantifier many. For example, I don't have many apples. Apples we can count. We can count apples. So the quantifier used with apples is many. Now for the next quantifier, we are taking few and a few. Okay, so there is only a slight difference between few and a few. Both these quantifiers are used with the countable nouns. That means nouns which can be counted. So few and a few. So few is used when something is not enough. If something, some kind of thing is not enough, there is not enough of something, then we use few. Then if we have enough of something, then we use a few. Few means not enough, a few goes for enough. Here if we look at the example for few, there are few children playing. So if we say there are few children playing, then the sentence means there are not enough children playing. Now the next one is a few. There are a few animals in the zoo. That means the zoo has enough animals to run. So the difference between few and a few is, if we have something, we do not have enough of something, we use few, and if we have enough of something, then we use a few. Now try to do the exercises in page number 33 using much, many, few and a few. Our next set of quantifiers are little and a little. Earlier we have learned that few and a few were used with the countable nouns. Here little and a little are used with the uncountable nouns. That means nouns which cannot be counted. For example, water, air, etc. Little is used when there is not enough of something, and a little is used when there is enough of something. If we take examples, first one, there is little water in the jug. Water is an uncountable noun, and little is used here, which means there is not enough water in the jug. Second example is there is a little air in the balloon. Air is an uncountable noun. Air cannot be counted. A little is used as a quantifier here, which means the balloon have enough air in it. Now try to do the exercise in page number 33 using little and a little. Now our next set of quantifiers are enough and plenty. So both of these quantifiers can be used with the countable and uncountable nouns. There are not much other conditions for using enough and plenty. So try to do the exercise in page number 34 with the use of enough and plenty. Take page number 34. There is a crossword puzzle. You have to fill up this crossword puzzle with the antonyms given in the boxes. Thank you. See you on next class.